Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my Super Bowl 59 prediction. So, Super Bowl 59 will be played this Sunday between the Chiefs and Eagles, and it will be played in New Orleans. Before we get into my prediction, going over how each team got here, the Chiefs, they went 15-2 in the regular season, earning themselves the top seed in the AFC. And so far in the playoffs, they have beaten the Texans 23-14 in the divisional round, and they beat the Bills 32-29 in the AFC Championship game. Then for the Eagles, they went 14-3 in the regular season, getting the number 2 seed in the NFC. And in the playoffs, they have beat the Packers 22-10 in the wildcard round. They defeated the Rams 28-22 in the divisional round. And in the NFC Championship game, they easily beat the Commanders 55-23. And their 55 points were a championship game record. Now, these teams met a couple years ago in Super Bowl 57, and in that game, the Chiefs won 38-35. Now, the Chiefs, they're already the ninth team in NFL history to win back-to-back Super Bowls, but they're looking to become the first team ever to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls. The Chiefs, they're also appearing in their 5th Super Bowl in the last 6 seasons. Briefly going over the injury report for both teams. For the Chiefs, they're pretty healthy and don't have any notable injuries. And for the Eagles, they're also fairly healthy, as Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, and Kenneth Gainwell have all been practicing, and defensive end Brandon Graham looks set to return from his triceps injury, which he suffered in Week 12. But getting into the matchup, and this is a very interesting matchup. The Chiefs' offense is solid, as they're scoring 23.2 points per game, and that is regular season and postseason combined. But then they'll face a elite Eagles defense that is a top defense in the NFL, allowing just 289 yards per game and 17.9 points per game. Then on the flip side, the Eagles' offense is averaging 28.4 points per game on the season, and they're coming off a 55-point game against the Commanders in the NFC Championship game. But the Eagles' offense now faces a rare Chiefs defense that is allowing 19.4 points per game. But looking a little bit deeper, and here are 4 major matchups that I think will decide this game. The first one, Saquon Barkley and the Eagles' rushing attack against the Chiefs' rush defense. So Saquon Barkley, he's obviously having an insane season, as he ran for 2,005 yards and 13 touchdowns in the regular season, but he's been even better in the playoffs, as in the Eagles' 3 playoff games, he has run for 442 yards and 5 scores. That is an average of 147 rushing yards per game. And the Eagles' run game as a whole is great, as a team, they're averaging 186 rushing yards per game and 5.1 yards per carry. But the Eagles, they now face a great Chiefs defense against the run, as the Chiefs are allowing just 105 rushing yards per game and 4.2 yards per carry. The second key matchup is actually the Chiefs' rushing offense against the Eagles' run defense. So the Eagles obviously have a great run game, but the Chiefs, they've also got a pretty solid run game as well. Although the Chiefs, they don't have the most impressive numbers, they do run the ball fairly effectively, and they do what they need to on the ground. But the Chiefs, they're averaging 104 rushing yards per game and 3.9 yards per carry. While the Eagles, they have a great run defense, allowing just 104 rushing yards a game and 4.3 yards per carry. The third major matchup is both teams' ability to throw the football. So I just talked about both teams' ability to run the ball, but both teams have pass attacks that can be good. For the Chiefs, their pass game is obviously still very good, as obviously they still have Patrick Mahomes, although the numbers aren't great. As the Chiefs, they're passing for 220 yards per game, which is actually the lowest in the 7 seasons Mahomes has been their starting quarterback. Although, the Chiefs, they always seem to find a big pass play whenever they need it. But the Chiefs, they match up against a great Eagles secondary that is allowing 185 passing yards per game, which is second best in the NFL. Then for the Eagles, their passing offense hasn't been great, especially in the playoffs. As so far in their 3 playoff games, they're averaging just 138 passing yards per game. And in the entire season, they're throwing for just 180 yards per game, and they're one of 8 teams to average less than 200 passing yards per game. And they also match up against a pretty good pass defense, as the Chiefs' defense is good against the pass, allowing 217 yards per game. And the final key matchup is the turnover battle. So this one's interesting, because obviously turnovers are a big part of the game, and if you turn the ball over, you're a lot less likely to win the game. And we've seen that a lot in the playoffs, as teams who have won the turnover battle are 8-1 this postseason. But the reason I included the turnover battle as one of the key matchups is this is an Eagles team that forces a ton of turnovers, and this is a Chiefs team that doesn't really turn the ball over. So far in the playoffs, the Eagles, they've forced 10 turnovers, and they've turned it over 0 times. While the Chiefs, they haven't forced a turnover, and they've turned it over once. And the same thing has been true in the regular season. The Eagles finished the season with the 6th most takeaways and the 7th fewest giveaways, while the Chiefs were about average in forcing turnovers, and they did a great job protecting the ball, as they turned it over just 14 times, which is 4th least in the NFL. And before we get into my prediction for the game, we will have a live watch party for the Super Bowl that will start at about 6:30 Eastern Time on Sunday, where you guys will get to see my live reactions, thoughts to everything as it happens, so I hope to see you guys there. But as far as my prediction for the game goes, I can see this game going one of two ways. One, I think Saquon Barkley can have a big game. The Eagles defense forced a couple turnovers, and they keep constant pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Or, I see the Chiefs defense containing Saquon Barkley, keeping this game close, and then wait in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs find a way to win like they always do. Now, something to note, obviously the Chiefs have won back-to-back Super Bowls, but I have picked against the Chiefs in both Super Bowls so far. But this is a very tough game to predict, and I think this is going to be a lower scoring game because both teams, they've got great defenses. I think the Eagles might be the better overall team, the more well-rounded team with the better defense, but I'm going to take the Chiefs to get the win. They always seem to find a way to win. They've been here before. They know how to win close games. They've won an NFL record 17 straight one-score games. And I have the Chiefs becoming the first team in NFL history to win 3 straight Super Bowls. And I have the Chiefs beating the Eagles by a score of 24-20, with Patrick Mahomes winning another Super Bowl MVP. But that is my Super Bowl 59 prediction. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, turn notifications so don't miss any other upcoming videos. Be sure to check out the community tab of my channel, where you guys can vote on who you think will win Super Bowl 59. But that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.